Mom by Ken Stark. Has anybody read this book before? No, you have?
I saw it at the library before.
You've seen it before? Okay, does anybody know what the Orphan Train was? It was a long time ago. Does anybody know what an orphan is? What's an orphan? Okay, they're not technically homeless. They have a home, but they live at an orphanage, which is a place where all the orphans live. They all live together. They don't live with a mother and dad, and they wait there for somebody to come adopt them. Who knows what the word adopt means? Right. They wait for some parent to come adopt them, which means take them home with them and they give them a home and a life there. And they become their new parents. So a long time ago, people were getting really, really sick. The moms and dads were getting sick. They were dying of typhoid fever, which was a really bad sickness back then. And these parents would die from this horrible fever. And the children wouldn't have anywhere to go. So a lot of them became orphans, and they had to go to an orphanage and wait to be adopted. So we're going to read about this today. Okay. Horses clip-clop, streets unclean, typhoid fever, quarantine. Who knows what the word quarantine means? Okay, a quarantine is a place where people are exposed to the sickness, and it's just where all the diseases, see all the people, and they're sick and riding on horses, and they're just in the streets. Parents coughing, shaking chill, stomachs aching, deathly ill. Harold, David, frightened eyes, Lucy rocking lullabies. So here's Lucy and her brothers, Harold and David. There's the mom and dad. They're laying in bed because they're just really sick. Do you have a question?
I can't see them all the way back here.
Do you want to move your chair up here? Okay. Orphans begging on the street, threadbare clothing, filthy feet, snowflakes drifting, winter night, stone cold doorstep, huddled tight. So here's the orphans. They're begging for clothes. They don't have any shoes on. Their feet are dirty, and they don't have a home. They're sitting on the doorstep, and it's snowing, so they're cold, and they're huddling tight so they can get warm and they don't freeze. Lucy stealing, telling lies. David whimpers, Harold cries. Children running, hide near bridge, kindly faces, orphanage. So here's Lucy. She's stealing food because they don't have any food. And she's lying because she doesn't want to get caught stealing. And David and Harold, her brothers, are crying. And they're running to the bridge because they're going to this orphanage, so now they'll have a sheltered home and a place to live. Months of waiting, orphans clean, benches crowded, scrunched between. Some must journey, just a few, picking children, you. So here's all the children in the orphanage. They're sitting at this table eating, and they're really crowded because there's a lot of children here, since a lot of parents are not surviving this fever. And there's a man, he's pointing at children saying, you. What do you think he's doing that for? You wanna
To go on that train so you can be adopted.
That's exactly right. He's picking children to be adopted. Railroad station, boisterous crowd. Screeching engines, whistles loud. Train for orphans, miles of track. Lucy wide-eyed, looking back. Who knows what the word boisterous means? Okay, boisterous means noisy, loud, energetic, a big crowd of people being like that. So here's a boisterous crowd. They're really loud, and the train is loud, the engines, and all these orphans are going on this train to hopefully find a family for them. Harold wiggles, swinging feet. David sleepy, slumped in seat. Station nearing, whistle blows, wiping faces, smoothing clothes. So here's Harold. He's slumped in his seat and they're waiting on this train. They're smoothing their clothes out so they're going to look nice for these people that might take them to be their parents. What do you think will happen when they get off the train? Virginia?
Well, there will be some people waiting for them to adopt them.
That's right. Lines of orphans on display. David chosen pulled away. Harold waving, Lucy cries, blowing kisses, last goodbyes. So here's Lucy and Harold. They're blowing kisses and waving goodbye because their brother David has been chosen by some other family. So if you had a brother or a sister, you might not, or you're more likely not going to be chosen by the same family. So they would be separated from their brothers and sisters, and they might not ever see them again. It was really sad. Would that make you sad? Yeah, that made me sad. Lurching, jerking, clickety-clack, chugging, puffing down the track. Days of travel, passing crops. Railroad station, engine stops. So here they are on the train again. They're going down and to another place, so maybe they'll get chosen by another family. And they traveled for days and days and days. Small feet scuffle, shuffle, walk. Lines of children, townsfolk gawk. Who knows what gawk means? They just stare. So people were walking and just staring at these children. Standing stiffly, heads held high. Harold taken, waves goodbye. So there's the children all lined up in a line waiting for the parents to come pick them. And Harold got picked. And now Lucy's all by herself, and both of her brothers have been chosen by another family. So she's waving goodbye. It's very sad. Lucy sniffles, one big tear. Wife of farmer pulls her near. Ride to farmhouse, horse and cart. Warm from oven, apple tart. So Lucy got chosen now by a farmer and his wife. And they take her home and they made her apple tart and they're welcoming her. And do you think she's going to have a good life on this farm with her new family? You do? Okay, well let's find out. Feather pillow, hand-stitched quilt. Lucy sighing, twinge of guilt. Harold, David, where'd you go? Are you happy? Will I know? So here is Lucy on her bed in her nice quilt. She has a pitcher of water next to her. She has a window, her own room. I think she has a good life. It's better than being in an orphanage with all those kids or on the streets freezing with no food. And she thinks about her brothers, Harold and David. Do you think that she'll ever see them again? You do think so? Well, let's see. Lucy milking, gathers oats, feeding chickens, geese, and goats. Slowly learning day by day, Lucy giggles. Goat, don't play. So here's Lucy milking the cow. She's taking care of the farm animals. She feeds the goat and the chickens, and she's happy. She's laughing at the goat. I think she's happy. Sunday service. Wood pews hard. There is Harold in the yard. Harold shouting, joyous cheers. Lucy running, happy tears. So they go to church, and she sits on this hard pew, and she turns around and sees her brother. And this is very odd. People back then, when they got adopted, they normally didn't see their family again. And she's very happy because he was close by, and now they can see each other. Thoughts of David far away. Prayers they'll find him, safe someday. So now Lucy and Harold are together, but they don't know where their brother is. But they're hoping to find him again one day, and they hope he's happy too. Okay, I'm going to ask y'all some questions. Can anybody name the three main children from the story? Brianna, do you want to give it a chance? I can't hear you. Lucy and David, and there's one more. Anybody want to help her? Caitlin? Good job. Lucy, Harold, and David. Let's see. Who wants to answer this question? Compare how orphans' lives were back then to how our lives are today. The trail. That's right. A lot of kids back then were getting adopted, and their parents were dying from that sickness. Today, we still have children who get adopted, but it's not as common as it was back then. Does anybody in here know anyone that's been adopted? Just a couple of people. I know someone who was adopted. Okay. Who wants to tell me how they would feel if they lived back then? How would you feel if you were separated from your family? Roy? Sad? Sad? I would feel sad too. Raven? Sad? Or Davion?
Upset.
Upset. Okay, you can go.
Sad.
Sad? I think everybody would be sad. You have a different answer? You have a different answer? Depressed? Yeah, it would be very sad. So I think today we have it good